Mkoro ashasema mwezi niambia shit. Sasa nataka kuweka chupa ya Coca-Cola kwa haga na nipake kinywero lipstick na nichane kweli blow dry utadu.
Nikimaliza mechi na jamaa, I'm usually like, bitch, you're so fucking fake. Like, you're the fakest bitch I've ever met in my life.
If you listen carefully to modern conversations, you're going to notice something. Most people are actually beginning to judge ideas, not by whether they are good or bad, no, but by whether they produce a certain outcome. Tushaona huku hivi online, we have all been united by a certain content creator. And we have also seen the results of a by-election huko hivyo in Olkalau. And what do I mean by all this? Success stories dominate our attention, yet they are the minority outcome. The majority outcome are the people who followed the same path and actually failed. Those who actually became successful are totally visible to the public eye, but those who failed are totally invisible. Which brings me to a certain idea I actually got from this book, How the Mighty Fall and Why Some Companies Never Give In by Jim Collins. Ilinipatia hii idea ya, if we are only studying success, we might be missing out on the lessons hidden in failure. Which brings me to a certain fascinating question. What happens to a society when all they think about is a certain outcome rather than the process? What happens when people stop thinking about is this thing wise to do, and instead they start thinking about, will I get a certain result? Does doing a certain thing work? Well, that's our topic today, and without further ado, let's get into the videos.
Do you know what I like about Gen Z women? How hard it is to manipulate them. Like, these women have mastered all psychological tricks. I was having a conversation with this guy. He's in his 40s, he's divorced and has 2 kids, and I was asking, so what type of woman do you want? And his response was, I want a young woman whom I can be able to mold. A lot of men always deny that this is the reason why they want younger women and just tie it down to attraction. Gen Z women will outsmart you. Like, these women are exposed. They're exposed to the internet. They're exposed to AI. They really value respect and peace of mind.
Really?
They're still in that space of, yes, I have resources and I will be able to manipulate her. I promise you, she's gonna outsmart you. She's gonna get your resources and she's gonna keep her dignity, her peace of mind, and her respect.
No way.
I swear they don't care. If you're in that situation and you think you're in control, it's time to think twice. You will not outsmart them.
Where. This looks like an older woman who is actually bitter that she's not being chosen. Because what the fuck do you mean? Someone is going to do all the shady things and still maintain a certain form of integrity. And by that, amesema they are going to take your money or along those lines and still maintain a certain peace of mind. Amesema nini ingine? Honesty. Able to look up, what does these things actually mean according to my search engine? The meaning of dignity, peace of mind, and respect. So dignity means the inherent worth, value, and nobility that you possess simply for being a human being. It is the right to be valued, respected, and treated as an equal regardless of your background. Yes, unasikiaga siku hizi wanasema, equality, we are all equal. Do you think we are equal? Let me know down in the comments below. How does dignity work? Dignity is internal, while it can be violated by others. Its foundation is your own self-respect and the personal boundaries you set to protect yourself from being mistreated. Do you think by that behavior she has just talked about, are these people actually protecting themselves from being mistreated? Kwa sababu hapo hivyo, what she's talking about is these Gen Z women are so smart that they can identify an easy leak and get away with it. Aya, tuende kwa hiyo ingine, peace of mind. Peace of mind is a state of mental and emotional calmness, free from anxiety, worry, or heavy stress. How does it work? It is the result of feeling secure, having healthy boundaries, and being at ease with your life choices. Peace of mind often requires prioritizing your well-being over tolerating toxic environments or situations. So venye umse explain madam hapo hivyo, this older woman, do you think they are actually prioritizing their well-being over toxic environments, ama are they enabling these toxic environments themselves by behaving in that form of way yenye explain? And finally, respect, the meaning. It is regard, consideration and admiration for someone's abilities, qualities, feelings and rights. It is the recognition that someone's boundaries are and identity matter. How does it work? Unlike dignity, which you are born with, sisi wote tuko na dignity as people, respect is generally earned through your actions, character and how you treat others. It functions as a two-way street. So if you respect me, I respect you. If you behave in a certain kind of way and I see that the way you are behaving is not, I cannot respect that, then I'm going to disrespect you. And most women, when they get attracted to somebody, there is a very thin line between respect and disrespect. And let me know what you guys think about your story yote respect and earning respect. Do you think someone who behaves like that actually earns your respect? Nishakupatia maoni yangu. On to the next video.
Nikimaliza mechi na jamaa, I'm usually like, bitch, you're so fucking fake. Like, you're the fakest bitch I've ever met in my life. Like, literally
Bitch.
in my 29 years of living, I've never met a bitch that's faker than me, because
Bitch.
all that hooting and hollering I be doing, I'm just like, who is you? Because me nika peke yangu, like, me niki DJ, and let me tell you, sweetie,
Allah.
nobody knows me better than I know me. Like, satisfaction guaranteed always when I'm me, myself and I. But like when I'm like DJing, as in, imagine like inakwanga so like kilele kinakwanga so calm and like relaxed and sometimes soundless, just like a little gasp here and a little moan there. Haikwangi like vigoroni na shangwe na vigelegele na ngerengele na nderemo, whatever, like inakwanga very relaxed. So like nikiwa na jama, I'm like, okay, sawa unalipwa, but like, is it for gari? Is it for yam? Like, what is all this? Like, sometimes
what she's talking about hapa hivi, najua wase wengi hapa hivi, it might go through your head as men, but she's talking about the way women actually put on a performance when you are with them in bed. She's talking about the fact that when you are in this intense feeling of pleasure, you don't actually need to yell and shout and kupiga makelele. Unashanganga, mi hadi nilikuwa najiuliza swali, since we have parents ama uko kwa building yenye iko na wazazi, mbona usikiangi hao wazazi wakipigishana nduru? Unlike manze unaishi hapo hivyo Kasa ama Roisa, unasikia jirani yako leo manze shangwe na nderemo zimejaa. Why? Because whatever she's talking about is mostly about authenticity rather than intimacy. Kwa sababu if someone has to put on a certain performance, they know why they are performing in a certain way. And most of the time, are they performing to avoid being judged, ama are they hiding something deeper inside of them that they wouldn't like that partner to find out? By that I mean threshold yao imeenda juu to the point that anakuangalia kwa like sauna do nini. As she has said, they are out here using toys. Do you think you can compare to a certain toy? Let me know down in the comments below, kwa sababu msee mwenye ana behave hivi anafanya najiuliza, what does it actually take? What is the cost of being authentic in a certain relationship? And this cost that I think people like this are actually avoiding is the part that we always talk about, vulnerability. And vulnerability is one thing that makes people bond together even more. Other than that, let's get to the next one. Leo tunazipitia mbio mbio.
Oya, ile video yenye Cindy amenitumia nimeletea mdama. Si ndio huyo hapa Mokoro. Nimeletea Mokoro na nikamuonesha. Mokoro uko na maono gani kuhusu kinywero?
Kazi ni kazi, mboka ni mboka.
Twende nalo.
Bora tupige hiyo mboka mpaka tutoke kwa mabati.
Mabati lazima tutoke, mnaelewa?
Sasa walipiga hiyo.
Ngoja. For those who don't know what is happening, they are talking about that video that united us as a nation pale hivyo Telegram. Nimeona wase wengi sana wamejoin just to see the hairless cat. Acha tuiite tu hivyo. Alafu unaitaje your parent, your mom, Mokoro. Mi hadi sezita hadi manze, mi I don't get it. Mbona uite your parent jina kaa hiyo? Si umite tu mom, dad, ama umite mama yangu, baba yangu. Mokoro, mzing
mboka mpaka wakainua mama zao.
Naona drive maprado, mbona si tusipige?
Mama Alia.
Ndio hiyo sasa. Hapo sasa. Mokoro ashasema mwezi niambia shit. Sasa nataka kuweka chupa ya Coca-Cola kwa haga. Na nipake kinywero lipstick. Na nichane kweli blow dry. Utafanya? Lazima jama la some. Twende sana.
You see, what she's actually forgetting is that there's men who she might be targeting and they are going to come across this video. Do you think they are going to take her serious? Watamwangalia wakwe like, we tunajua tu ni do nataka. And since it's the money you want, they are going to make her do even the worst shit. Kama kula shit. Kama kukojolewa manze. Misielewangi wase wengine. And this is what I started with saying hapo hivyo in the intro. Kwenye people are continuously judging successful people based on the outcomes that they have. They forget that there's even more people who went down that certain path they are glorifying and walipatana na stima, ikawanyorosha vizuri wakaingia kwa laini. Hakuna mtu yeyote mwenye, especially those people who failed towards that path, they are going to tell you that path is actually good. In fact, they are going to give you the lessons. And despite the fact that mwenye alianikwa wamesha come out na waka explain what has actually happened, people will still generalize their ideas and still think that umse alikuwa ganauza hiyo kitu. Ama what do you guys think? Do you think story yenye wametupatia ni legit? Ama they are just putting on a show for us? Let me know down in the comments below. But by the end of the day, you can see an older woman anaendelea kufanya mtoto wake hapa hivi get into this idea ya kujiuza. Tutaifanya aje? Economic incentives for success as women.
Guys, hakuna kitu na regretting. Kama wale machale nilijifanya ati had to get, ati sezi wape, sezi lala nao the first date. Saa hii hata ukuje 5 minutes na kupea. Kwa nini ya nini? Kitambo ati lazima siku ya kwanza sezi mpe siku ya kwanza. Saa hii tupatane tuko na mbaya unanijua mambo uombe na kupea, kwani nashinda nikikunyima nini ati nigoje ati sezi kupe first date. 30 minutes 5 minutes yoyote na kupea. Unza nina regret aje walikuwa mbwa, hata wengine ni wa cute, nili miss a lot. Ni ujinga gani sasa? Saa hii sitaki. Dakika 2 na kupea. Kwani naekea nani? Na hii siwezi kula ugali nayo. Kwenda. Guys.
Bujiulize swali. Mbona sasa anapeana hivyo mbio? Why do you have the guts to actually give it so quick right now? Because they have gone down the path with them. Probably. This is allegedly, Allegedly. She might have gone down through the path that the previous chick was talking about. And now all of a sudden she realizes, kimeumana huku mbele. You can't actually get the prize. Because most women confuse the attention, the sexual attention that they get with their market value huku hivi nje. Na hiyo inakuwaga kitu moja tricky sana. Juu they will do what I said in the intro. They will optimize for the outcome rather than the process. Alafu kuna hii kitu moja hapo hivyo yenye amesema yenye sitaki inipotee. She actually became someone who has certain moral values, and now she's willing to do away with all those moral values. Where do you think an idea that like that comes from for everyone? It comes from looking back to the choices that you make, that you made past. Nishasema past. Looking back to the choices that you made in the past, and instead of comparing yourself right now with your past self, you compare your outcomes with other people's outcome. Then you're going to be in this mental state kwenye unaona iri ningefanya manze venye ule msee mwingine alifanya, and unafikiria kila msee anashare the same path. Tunasemanga the life we live is scripted. Script yako inaweza kuwa tofauti na the next person. So is she regretting her morals, or is she regretting the outcomes that came with the morals she had? By the way, remember you can always support the channel. Click the link down in the description below and buy me a soda, my guy.
First of all, a woman will catch feelings for you once she sees your effort. Akiona
Really?
effort yako. Sisi kama wanawake, we crave effort. We don't even crave for attention. Attention ni nyinyi huwa mna crave. Sisi tuna cravingi effort ya mwanaume. First of all, a woman will...
Ay, baby girl. Amawesi baby girl. You might have this, the opposite. I mean, I have it the opposite because okay. Aya, sijawaambia hata kile anafikiria but nishaelewa nini anasema. Anasema men actually are the one who crave attention. Women crave a certain form of effort. But mimi sasa ukiniuliza, the initial thought I had ni men like effort more than attention. Even though mimi najua, if you're going to interact with a certain woman, you're going to look for the effort rather than the attention she's giving you. Unlike women huku hivi, all they want is attention from men, multiple men. Now they know how they can get it, especially huku hivi online. But now nimefikiria nika understand what she has said. Kwenye sasa, since they get that attention most often, all they crave for is a certain form of effort. And since men don't get a certain form of attention, or they crave what the fuck? All they crave for is a certain form of attention. Kwa sababu hawapati hiyo attention, si ndio? Sikuwa nimepata hiyo point, but I get it. But at the end of the day, we are all looking for the same thing. And this is the part where most people don't want to compromise when they are creating a certain form of relationship. And hiyo thing ni, we all looking for validation. You want your partner to validate you in a certain way, and your partner wants you to validate them in a certain way. And this looks like satisfying the parts that they actually lack in their life. Kama ni dem, unajua tu dem anapatanga a certain form of attention, you know, all you have to do is put in a little bit of effort in comparison to other people, and you're going to get what you want. And kama ni a guy, you're going to realize that these guys, us guys, we don't get that much attention huku hivi nje. So you give them a certain form of attention. Does that make sense?
I've realized like almost all Nairobi niggas look the same, and I've clocked their starter pack, right? Number one,
Okay.
compression shirt that's either black or gray, right? Right. Next, they all have like, it's either they go to Harry Grooms or they have that one baba that does house calls. You know that one baba who's always posting like sexy ass niggas? That one. They all have either Harry Grooms or that nigga's the baba. That's why all their haircuts look the same. Next, they either have a skull cap or a black skull cap or a black durag. Switch up the color. I don't know. Do like gray, do white, do gold. I don't know. Switch up the color because it's looking like this one meme. Like... they all have the same studs, the same diamond studs, the big diamond studs, and then they all have like a silver chain, like something like this, like a rope chain, or
let's
the
Java.
unique one. What else? The same type of goatee for those who can grow facial hair. Like it's the same exact one. Like it's the same one. It's the same one. Like, bro, I don't know if it's intentional or if that's just how like beards and mustaches grow. I don't know. And then they all have like the same type of lip syncing where it's like they raise the eyebrows a bit, squint the eyes, and then they like lick their lips a lot, like. And then for that one nigga who's always like I don't know, guys. It's a bit scary. Like it's like mass produced. Like what's going on? Was there a secret meeting or like, or maybe I'm just tweaking. I don't know.
Anytime someone overgeneralizes like this, you need to understand that it tells you more about them than what they are talking about. Literally, mi kaya nimeelewa from this girl is that all she likes are light-skinned dudes. Sema tu, you like light-skinned guys. Sasa umekuja hapa hivi unaanza kuimpose your ideologies on them and they are your preference. Uko hapa unaanza kuambia sijui switch it up, switch this. And these are the same women who will be out here talking about, I don't want to be told what to do. But walai hapo hivyo kuna vitu zingine pia mi walai amesema na relate with. You get out, unacheki unapatana, my guy, you are wearing the same thing as I am wearing. Unatokea hivi unapata, you all have the same kicks. What the fuck do you mean? But for guys, we rarely bling it up. We rarely bring it up to realize we are rocking the same fit. Girls ndio wanakuanga hapo hivyo, sijui clock it, sijui nini. But here's the issue. The moment we start believing everyone is the same, we will stop looking at the differences. So, this girl, what she can do is just identify ama recognize that she herself has a certain form of type, and now go into the next layer beneath that type and start looking for the values that she actually likes. Si kuja huku hivi kutuambia sijui unafaa change it up, sijui switch it up, sijui the same goatee ama. So what should we use to judge a certain idea? Is it the outcome or the process that led to the certain outcome? This process might look very different to different people, but all in all, they all share certain similarities. That being a form of discipline, a form of commitment to a certain path. That's why we are going to see a certain result. And not everyone who commits to a certain path actually gets the same results if they are using a different system to propel them towards the goal that they all share. Without further ado, I hope your video imekupatia a very good lesson and a critical one, which I think it is the process that creates somebody. And the moment your process has created your success, most people will now come out and start judging you in a certain kind of way or imposing their ideologies on you. YouTube thinks you might be interested in the video on your screen at the moment. Click on that video. I'm waiting to see you on the next one.